Hello and welcome to another episode of Kia Electric News. In case you missed them this week, I did two videos. The first was on the news that points of interest within Kia Maps, or POIs, on the EV3 were now using Google as a source. So for example, you could view images of POI from Google along with opening and closing times, which is useful. The bad news is that the chargers-based points of interest are still being sourced from the old provider. So you can't yet search for Tesla chargers, for example, and use automatic preconditioning. This is a shame, but I'm sure the rest will come. It makes more sense to just source them all from an always up-to-date online database rather than the existing out-of-date one. Also at the moment, this Google POI search is only available on the EV3 and not the EV6 and EV9, despite them all being CCNC-based head units. Hopefully Google POI should come to all other models, but who knows. The second video of the week was about the multiple methods available to mute the speed camera over speed bongs on the EV3, EV6 and EV9, especially where the speed limit is based on old data or a false positive. I've heard of people being so annoyed that they just turn their infotainment system off, which I guess is another way of doing it. On the subject of the EV3, for some reason the full UK version of the manual is missing from the Kia app, with just an overview coming up when you search for it. I've no idea why this is, but meanwhile I've come across the PDF link to the full Australian EV3 manual, the right-hand drive version, which some might find useful. I'll put a link in the video description. On the subject of the EU-UK Gen5W Maps download, the latest information I have is from Mark Sandiford in my video comments. He says this information comes from Kia UK Customer Services, and the actual date is next week, July the 1st. So with many missed deadlines and promises already, I say if this actually happens next week, then pigs will fly. On Thursday, yet another version of the new Kia app was released. This was for both Android and Apple. This brings both apps up to version 1.06. It would be really useful if Kia would provide detailed release notes so we can see what is supposed to have been fixed. On the Android store review comments, Kia claimed that they would fix the miles kilometre reversion bug before the end of June, but we're actually out of June now, nearly. But guess what, it's still not fixed. When it does show miles, at least the odometer is also in miles now instead of kilometres. What I have noticed is that if I open the app management on my Android 15 phone and search for the Kia app and force a stop of all services and then reopen Kia app again, it always shows miles correctly every time. Then over time it gradually reverts back to kilometres after an hour or so. Hi, some breaking news since I recorded late Friday afternoon. The new owner of my car, Steve Dupe, contacted me 3 days ago, but I've only just seen the post this morning. He said, "Hi, I thought I would give you an update on your car. Car stopped being able to AC charge 2 weeks ago, kept tripping home charger, will rapid charge though. Car is currently with Kia awaiting ICCU. It was only a matter of time, I guess." I'm so sorry to hear this, Steve. So I guess it's RIP to Elvira's ICCU. Like he says, it seems for some of us it's only a matter of time. But I mean, some cars just go and go and go. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Anyway, hope you get a new one and it's all sorted, Steve. And the other late breaking news, in the comments on my Kia Connect new version post on my channel, Tom Salmon reported in the comments that the odometer mileage reading in the car differs in the new Kia app, on Android anyway. Kia Connect shows it correctly, so I've double checked mine, EV3. My current odometer is reading 3366 miles, 3,366 miles. Both Android and Apple versions of Kia Connect give the correct answer of 3366 miles, whilst the Android Kia app version gives 3365. The Apple version also gives the right answer of 3336. Could it be because the car stores the odometer natively in kilometres and has to do a conversion? Maybe this is caused by rounding error or lack of digits in the calculation. Those are my thoughts. I mean, if anybody else has got any comments, let me know. It has to be something daft like that. Anyway, so that's yet another bug I've not seen before. So I'm just putting that one out there as well. Meanwhile, this week Kia UK announced that it had partnered with LexidNexis to enhance driver insights and to reduce insurance costs. Using the LexidNexis Drive Metrics model, Kia drivers can get a consumer-friendly risk-based driving score in the new Kia app. Additionally, a Drive Metrics score can be supplied to Kia's participating insurers at the driver's request and with explicit consent to incorporate the score into policy pricing models, enhance their risk assessment and offer personalised insurance coverage. This is good as it would mean you would be explicitly asked for consent before an insurance company could see the data. Even more important with the Kia app still containing a few bugs. So in theory, if you have a great driving score, then you can get discounted insurance. But it depends on the providers. They might still not give you a competitive quote. The press release says Kia drivers can obtain deeper insights into their driving and vehicle usage, including feedback on speeding, hard braking, acceleration patterns, time of day, mileage and exposure to risks. These insights can also be made insurer ready to give insurance providers a better understanding of driver behaviours. This provides the potential for usage-based insurance policies that reward customers based on their driver score. Kia will utilise the LexidNexis scoring service in the countries of the European Union and the UK, with drivers able to view their score and receive driving tips in the Kia app. Strangely, in the Kia app, if you click on driver safety score, it still says service unavailable at the top of the screen, so this suggests there is still something missing. On Friday morning, in response to my channel post on the new version of the Kia app, someone called PLKLLRMN has asked me to pass on some news about the situation with Kia Connect in Turkey. He says this: in January 2025 I bought a Kia EV3 Prestige long range vehicle, and it was said that Kia Connect service would be in a few months while buying it from Kia Turkey. However, I contacted headquarters on the 25th of 6/25 by phone. We were told that the vehicles we bought months ago will not even come to the vehicles that are currently sold today. But when they sold the vehicles, they didn't say so. They said it would have Kia Connect and it was coming. It is hoped that the future will come today. Unfortunately, so friends who are thinking about getting new EV3, please don't buy Kia electric vehicles. I will dispose of my home EV3 vehicle I bought in my possession as soon as possible. I want all the friends who read this here to see this too. Please be our voice and announce it to those around. So I have done. So it's seen from the EV3s being sold in Turkey are missing the built-in telematics unit, which is required for Kia Connect to work. There is a precedent for this. It actually happened with the Kia EV6 in Australia in 2022. Kia Connect is available in Australia now, although 2022 EV6s don't have the hardware to connect. This is a terrible situation. If Kia promised it, then they need to be held accountable, and they should at least offer a telematics unit retrofit. Not good, Kia. Korean car blog spotted the Genesis GV60 Magma nearly uncovered. The most interesting part of the design is the rear spoiler with vertical fins on both ends of the spoiler. The Genesis GV60 Magma will make its debut in the UK at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which runs from the 10th to the 13th of July. Korean car blog also reports that the upcoming Ioniq6 N has just been spotted undergoing final testing, and spy photos captured by Hela TV are giving enthusiasts a closer look at the electric performance sedan's striking new upgrades. Thanks to these revealing shots, our colleagues at Gotcha Cars created the most realistic rendering to date. The Ioniq 5N will also make its world debut at Goodwood Festival of Speed, along with the Genesis GV60 Magma. And finally, this week Ioniq Guy had access to the new Ioniq 9 for a few days to review and make videos. He also did a few channel posts on some of the screen items which are new in the menus. Firstly, the Ioniq 9 gets colourful themed menus which look a lot better, and also driver's cluster. He also discovered a new item on the EV menu called battery health. He says, I discovered a new page called battery health that looks like after a certain number of miles will begin telling you your battery's overall capacity versus when it was new. This could be a very useful feature and could possibly save all the charging and car scanner faffing that we have to do at the moment to get a figure. Ioniq Guy also found another menu item called real-time charging information. The screen info shows this screen, the current power and the maximum charging power of the connected charger. This does not include the energy consumed by the vehicle's accessories, it says on the screenshot. It will be interesting to see if any of this crops up in new models and also appears as later infotainment updates in existing models. I'm really looking forward to Corbyn's full review. That's all for this week. Sorry it's a short one, but some weeks there isn't much news. Links to all stories can be found in the show notes in the video description. Thanks for all the comments, likes and subscribes. Welcome to new channel member D&J Whelan. A massive thank you as usual to all my channel members for your invaluable financial support. Remember, if you are a channel member, you get your versions of my videos ad-free, which is another advantage. Anyway, thanks for watching.